let us go on with our discussion of the Manipura chakra. It is tremendously important for both our physical and mental health that we consume healthy, energy-giving food that has a pure, positive vibration. Before we eat, we should find out where the food has come from and what qualities it contains. It is not only the nutrients that are important, but also the subtle vibrations of the spiritual energy. The subtle vibrations of the food, which have a marked effect on the body, mind, and our spiritual energy. I skipped a sentence. These vibrations can considerably alter our physical well-being, our thoughts, feelings, and vitality. A basic question we should put to ourselves is the food we are eating connected with the pain, suffering, or death of any living being? Daily, hundreds of thousands of animals are cruelly slaughtered for consumption. Apart from the fact that meat is detrimental for our physical health, it is also extremely harmful for our consciousness and has serious karmic consequences. Just as they are still doing today, yogis have been warning people for thousands of years about the karmic consequences of killing animals and also the danger to their health caused by the consumption of meat. A fact which nowadays is undeniable with the spreading of animal diseases such as BSE, foot and mouth disease, swine fever, etc., and also the illnesses generated from the feeding of antibiotics and hormones to animals and the superbugs that it creates. Together with the meat that we consume, we absorb the vibration of the fear of death, the pain and the despair of the animal. This fear sinks into the subconscious and comes to light in our dreams and meditation. How subtly the food works can be seen in the following story. A yogi lived in a little hut outside a village, and each day the villagers provided him with a meal. In the village lived a thief, who also wanted to gain the blessings of the yogi. So one day he went and offered the yogi a meal, but the yogi refused to accept anything from him. Hurt, the thief left and changed his plan. He then instructed the owner of a cafe to prepare and deliver a midday meal to the yogi, for which he paid. The owner carried out the instructions, and the yogi ate the meal, not suspecting that the thief had paid for it. During his evening meditation, a very peculiar thought suddenly arose in the mind of the yogi. He had a compulsive desire to acquire the gold statue of Krishna from the temple. The longing for it was so strong that in the middle of the night he crept into the temple and stole the statue of Lord Krishna. But he was observed by the guard, who immediately ran into the village and sounded the alarm. The yogi ran as quickly as he could down toward the river with the golden Krishna under his arm. He jumped into the water and then abruptly stopped. The cold water had brought clarity to his confused thoughts, and he became conscious of just what he had done and of the awkward situation he now found himself in as the villagers approached him, shouting angrily. With great presence of mind, the yogi decided on a ruse. He acted as though he were performing a puja, a religious ceremony. As his pursuers approached, they saw what appeared to be a ritual bathing of the form of Krishna, with the yogi chanting mantras. This calmed them down enough, and afterwards they returned with the yogi to reinstall the statue in its rightful place. It was completely incomprehensible to the yogi how his mind was able to have become so confused. Then it occurred to him to ask a man who had brought him his last meal. He called him and questioned about where the food had come, This person then admitted that the thief was the true donor of the meal. Now the yogi was clear about where the desire to steal had come from. Vibrations of the thoughts of the thief were in the food, and it was in this way that they had been transmitted to him. To neutralize bad vibrations and influences that we are unaware of within our food, it is recommended that we say a prayer before eating. This transforms the subtle vibrations of the food and has a harmonizing influence on the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra. But a prayer said at the beginning of a meal still does not give us a karmic license. It is unable to protect us from the harmful substances or from the karmic consequences that arise from the consumption of meat due to the slaughter or from condoning the slaughter of animals. The divine is the source, the creator of all living beings, so how can he be happy when we destroy his creation? This sequence of mantras is a very beautiful prayer to repeat before eating. Om Anna Bhurne Sada Bhurne Shankara Prana Valabhe Jnana Vairagya Siddharte Bhiksham Dehi Cha Bharvati Mata Cha Parvati Devi Pita Devo Maheshwaraha Bandhavah Shiva Bhaktascha Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam Om Purnamidah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishyate Vashishyate Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dhan Sambadha Shatru Budhir Vinashaya Dipa Jyotir Namostute Om Deep Jyoti Bhara Brahma Dipam Sarve Mohanam Deepanam Sajatase Sarvam Sandhya Deepam Sarva Satyam Om Brahma Pranam Brahmahavir Brahmagnau Brahmana Hutam Brahmaiva Dena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina Om Shanti 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 Om Namah Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva Hara. The fire of the Manipura chakra is a sacred power. It is the flame of life into which the yogi sacrifices not only their food, but also their conscious breathing, their pranayama. When we understand that the taking of food and oxygen are acts of giving, not taking, then these activities acquire great spiritual significance. And with that, we'll pause our reading of The Hidden Power in Humans there for now. So, thank you for listening.